What's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. So, I thought it was time to talk about the elephant in the room. Andrew Yang straight up calling MSNBC out. And it was incredibly refreshing to see this. You know, one of the issues people had with Bernie Sanders, for instance, is he's too nice. He doesn't call people on their bullshit. A lot of the candidates don't call people on their bullshit. Like when a lot of the candidates didn't want to call Joe Biden on his bullshit as far as Hunter Biden sitting on the fucking energy board, okay? When people call out other candidates or other media for their BS, it is refreshing. And that's exactly what Andrew Yang did. You see, I covered a video not that long ago, and it was called MSNBC Forgets Andrew Yang 15 times. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, 15 times. And then he had the debate. And what they do? Completely try to ignore him. And I said they would try to give Andrew Yang the shaft as well. I said it was shades of Bernie Sanders in 2016. But again, there's a difference. Andrew Yang calls MSNBC out on their BS. Bernie Sanders just sort of took it on the chin and kept it moving. That is no bueno. You see, in a leader, I need somebody to be authentic and to call out the BS. And that's exactly what Yang did. And honestly, I think that's going to give him a lot more respect with the American people than just zipping it up and keeping it moving. So good job to Andrew Yang. Now, I have the direct quote as to what Andrew Yang said. It reads, "Was asked to appear on MSNBC this weekend and told them that I'd be happy to go after they apologize on air, discuss and include our campaign consistent with our polling, and allow surrogates from our campaign as they do other candidates. They think we need them, we don't."
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so. And that's the bottom line, what? 'Cause Stone Cold said so. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
So that was very direct. It was very straight to the point. And I mean, he added them, bro. He straight up added them. So since then, it appeared to be speculation that MSNBC apologized. Well, god damn it. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty intense. You called them out and they actually admitted that they were wrong?
No! No!
You see, Yang later on did confirm that he did not indeed get an apology. Neither did his campaign. So there goes that. So the first question I have is, how did that misinformation get spread? Why would somebody believe that, yeah, they apologized when in fact they didn't? That's very suspicious. Might want to call Detective Conan on that to figure out what the hell happened. And then the next question I have is, will Yang actually get that apology he's looking for? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Yang even went on CNN and called MSNBC on their bullshit. Let's take a look.
You are with us tonight, but I'd be remiss if I did not mention you were also invited on MSNBC this weekend, and you turned down that invitation and instead took to Twitter to slam the network, a decision that could be seen as risky during a Democratic primary. We're showing one of those tweets here, which reads in part, "Was asked to appear on MSNBC this weekend and told them that I'd be happy to after they apologize on air." What exactly do you want an apology for?
Well, Anna, Americans tuned in to the debate
earlier this week, and they saw that I got called on less than any other candidate, including candidates that I'm polling higher than, and the questions I did get had virtually nothing to do with the core ideas of my campaign. And if this were an isolated incident, that would be one thing. But if you go back over the last number of months, MSNBC has literally omitted me from over a dozen fundraising and polling graphics, which it's not about me. It's about the 300,000 plus Americans who've donated to and support my campaign, and the millions of Americans who know we need to rewrite the rules of the 21st century economy to work for us. Think about those people donating $10, $20 of their hard-earned money to put a candidate on the stage and then have MSNBC virtually ignore me for 32 minutes, or when they tune into MSNBC to see how we're doing in the polls, it's like I don't exist. And you can go through the records. You can see they've done it to me over and over again. And I'm not the kind of guy who takes offense easily. But at this point, you have to call it like you see it.
So after tweeting them, after going on another network and calling them out, do you think they're going to give Yang the apology he so rightly deserves? I'm thinking highly unlikely. You see, organizations like that, they won't admit that they've been giving one of the candidates a shaft. That's just not in their blood. It's not what makes them tick. You suddenly think they're gonna have a moment of consciousness and say, you know what? You're right. We're idiots. No. He was right to call him out, and he was right to ask for the apology. I just don't have much faith in him. I mean, look, they did this to you 15 times. It's absurd. And another good thing that's come from this is people are also calling them out on them forgetting Bernie Sanders as well. Look, love him or hate him, Yang Gang or not, they did Bernie dirty. And a lot of people in Yang Gang did support Bernie in 2016, and it fell on deaf ears, a lot of the BS that happened to him. So it took for Yang to get screwed over as well, for people to say, you know what, it wasn't right to do it to Yang, and as a matter of fact, it wasn't right to do it to Bernie either. Call him out. You see, one thing I can say is, when you go on independent media, when you go on The Hill, when you go on Secular Talk, and places like that, they will tell you the candidate they support. And then that gives you the opportunity not to listen to them. You see, you cannot agree with Crystal from The Hill Rising. You cannot agree with Kyle from Secular Talk. But at the very least, they're telling you their preferred candidate. When you look at MSNBC, when you look at CNN, when you look at Fox News, they won't tell you who they support. They claim to be fair and balanced, and we all know that's bullshit. So I just wish MSNBC and CNN, they say, look, Yang, you're cool. Like, you were hip. Like, we dug you for a little while. You gave us something to talk about, but we really want to Pete Buttigieg. Can you go away? If they just said that, I'd have a little more respect for them. But they will never admit it. Cenk Uyghurs called them out. Other big YouTubers have gone on and called them out and said something. And they're always like, Guffaw? Me, good sir? Well, I never. Bullshit. But it is what it is, and we're used to this by now. Good job, Yang. Good job, Yang. And all I can say is continue to support him as much as you can. Some people were saying, man, maybe it's not a good idea to do this. You're running to become POTUS. You're a Democratic candidate, and you're literally calling out one of the media stations and pretty much blackballing yourself. Well, I mean, you're thinking political strategy. Yang's just being authentic. And that's going to garner him even more support. Of course he could pretend like, oh, nothing's wrong here. Oh, you forgot me 12 more times. No biggie, I like you guys. But who the fuck wants to see that? Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares for a candidate that acts that way. We don't like it. We'd rather him call them out, and whatever comes from it, comes from it. So I just thought I'd talk about that. And what do you guys think? Do you think MSNBC is going to apologize? Do you think Yang calling him out was the right thing to do? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. You know, maybe Tulsi's been in his ear. Maybe Tulsi pulled him to the side and she was like, yo, you need me to get at him for you? Yo, I'll get at MSNBC real quick. Just say the word. I got you, big homie. Because we all know Tulsi Gabbard is no fucking joke, right? So, and again, I just want to give a shout out to Fox News, who I really don't even fuck with like that, but Fox News was calling MSNBC out on it too. They called them. I didn't even see CNN call them out. It was Fox News that called them out and was like, yo, you guys are really giving Yang the shaft. Like, that's some BS. So shout out to Fox News. Stop doing some of the Korea you're doing, but shout out to Fox News. I dig it. And on another note, I've been in a contest to raise $50,000 for Andrew Yang. Well, guess what? We did it. I told you that in the last video. Click the link above in the card to watch that video if you haven't. And if you haven't, what are you doing with your life? But we hit the 50K for Andrew Yang. $56,000 actually. So now we're trying to raise him 75 because we can do it. So there's an ActBlue link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to it to help Andrew Yang out. And let's get him that $75,000. I am already in the running to interview Andrew Yang. So as it looks right now, it's Paget, Kai, and Nerds for Yang hosting it. So it's between me and 2 other channels right now to see who gets to be the 3rd slot to interview Andrew Yang. So dot your I's and cross your T's and hope it's me. Bribes always work too, right? Just bribe Tom? No? Okay, no. And while we're on the topic of donations, you can also donate to Read My Lips in the description below through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Any little bit to help the channel would be greatly appreciated. I'm poor. I live on a stoop. I'm Stoop Kid. Remember this. And if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.
My girl was in the club, yeah, we're feeling down to beat, yeah, the music on repeat.